10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Question. What comes to mind when you hear these words? Edibles, wax, CBD, flower, sativa. Yeah, you get it. They're all related to cannabis. You know, marijuana or weed. Today, people everywhere, from the White House to the State House and to the Big House, are talking about legalizing marijuana. This is Yaz Hurston. Join me in this journey as we delve into the world of the evolutionary cannabis industry. Welcome to Blunt Discussion.
Yes, y'all. This is Yaz Hurston. You're listening to Blunt Discussion. Thank you. So, if you're just tuning in for the first time, Blunt Discussion is a podcast talking to folks in the cannabis industry, cannabis business owners, entrepreneurs, legislators, decision makers, change agents, and you. And so, more importantly, this show can be heard on www.bluntdiscussion.com. And if you have all the various social media handles, you can check us out there. But this is going to be a very interesting show because I am talking to one of my first cannabis business owners. And so a cannabis business owner is someone who focuses or has an industry-related business that deals with the products or the substance of the marijuana plant. But that being said, he doesn't call himself a cannabis business. He calls himself a ganjapreneur, and he calls himself a marketing specialist and a brand ambassador. I give you, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. PieceMaker, my guy, Tarik Buds.
Thank you for having me.
Tarik, what's going on?
Everything is wonderful. It's a pleasure to be here, my sister. I love what you're doing here.
Oh, you're so kind. So, Tarik, we wanted to bring you on because everybody thinks that when you think of the plant, you think of you just have to be dealing with the plant all the time. But when you're dealing with the business element of this, there are so many other things that you can do without even touching the plant.
Absolutely.
Correct?
Absolutely.
So first, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll move forward.
Okay, well, name's Tarik Buds, Harlem native, lived in a few other places in the States. I'm a marketing specialist. As she mentioned, a ganjapreneur. I specialize in marketing cannabis products, but I also own a marketing company, and we don't just market cannabis products. So, but that being said, in regards to what you were just saying, I think the issue is it's a perspective. So it's similar to the music business. If you got in the music business, if you thought, okay, I want to get in the music business, your first thought was, I need to rap, I need to sing, I need to play an instrument. But there are a variety of ways to make money and an industry or a lifestyle in the music business without singing, dancing, rapping, or whatever it is. Similar to not touching the plant. There's a variety of ways that you can do that. Now, if you have some promotional background, if you are good at bookkeeping, if you're a tech addict, there's a way for you in it, just like any other industry. It's just a matter of finding your place. It's really not about being the plug,
Sure.
Per se. It's just really about finding your way. And really, because it's illegal in a variety of states, it's a matter of finding your way legally.
So we're going to talk a little bit about the legalization in a minute. But before we do that, I have a lot of toys in front of me, and I just need to know what and what they are, because it kind of, when you talked about being a marketing specialist, branding is so key, right? And so I'm looking at a number of these items that basically has your brand, but I'm sure they're very practical as well.
Absolutely.
So can you tell us a little bit about some of the brands that you have, some of the products that you have? That is, for those who are watching, because we are on video, but for those who are not watching and listening, could you be just as descriptive as you can?
Sure. Well, at the end of the day, we make top food grade silicone products that are very flexible. You can fold them, put them in your pockets. They're made from top food grade silicone. They're easy to clean. You can pop your bowl out. You can actually take this silicone piece and simply put it in the freezer. Wet it, put it in the freezer, take it out, crack it, and all the dirt and resin is going to be in the ice. And then you simply just rinse it off like you would any other paraphernalia, pipe, bong, water pipe.
So this is a silicone-like pipe.
Yes.
This is awesome.
Yeah, it's silicone pipe. And we have a variety of sizes. This is our one-hitter.
One-hitter.
And it's also, you can tell the bowl is removable.
Oh, it is
so
removable.
So it's easy
here.
to clean.
Okay.
And you can also use this for your keychain.
Okay.
Some of the colors you can tell also, they glow in the dark. Some of it's fashion, some of it is I can't find my pipe.
Right.
So, you know, some of them are practical, but this is really, a lot of it is made for the outdoor industry. So if you're a camper, a skier, a hiker, a snowboarder, a mountain climber, you've been breaking pipes and water pipes for a long time. So when you do those things, you simply put these in your pocket, and now you don't have glass in your chest or on your leg. It's really convenient. And then for the average smoker or stoner, it could easily be used at a festival or a pool or the club, or you know,
right.
Just because it's that easy to transport.
And so you also have another marketing tool which also can be transformed right here onto like a rolling tray.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, you know, obviously when we first started out with the brand, you know, it was strictly silicone paraphernalia. But as we started to build the brand, we understood that, you know, it's about a lifestyle more than just a silicone piece. So the lifestyle includes almost anything in it that is practical for you, you know. So this sort of rolling tray that's perforated, you could easily just
That's awesome.
use your stuff in a convenient place and not have to worry about it, and you can always carry that with you. But we've also launched apparel now, so we have clothes, we have slides, we have shorts, we have book bags, we have tees, hats, hoodies, you know. So with that, making it truly a lifestyle brand and not just paraphernalia and accessories.
So given the fact that this is not a national, it's not legally nationally, how have you been able to sell your brand without running into any hurdles or bumps?
Well, the only, I would say, hurdles, because this is not, it's not an illegal product, it's a legal product, but the only hurdles that we have seen is importing. So we're headquartered in China, and so in the customs, sometimes the stuff doesn't make it. They do.
Oh, because somebody taking it? Or
well, no, the state, they just sometimes affiliated with that, and to say, okay, well, this is not going to work. I promise you, if you are transporting anything through Dubai, it's not gonna make it anywhere. Dubai does not play when it comes to cannabis, not just drugs, but cannabis. They don't really play. So you know, that would be
a learning experience.
That would be a hurdle, the customs thing sometime. But for the most part, because pipes and bongs that have been made from glass have been in your corner store,
right? Smoke
since,
shops.
Yeah, for years. It's that isn't really the issue. The issue, if we had one, was really the customs. And then, of course, people knock us off. So we've had a variety of companies come and knock us off. But we come with new styles. Every 4 to 6 months, we got a new style of pipe or bong or accessory. And it's hard for them to keep up. You know,
Sure.
it takes them a long time to just knock it off and then get it out. But they don't have marketing. They don't have a strategy. They might not even have the budget that we have, that we've dedicated to just marketing, you know. So, you know, there's a lot of
rule of cards. You can have the hand, but you don't know how to play them.
I'm just saying. Just saying. So, you know, a lot of it really requires, as we were talking earlier, you know, the travel to push it. That's why we travel a lot to other places.
So tell us about PieceMaker and how you're visible in all these other places. Like, where are you visible at?
Well, we go to cannabis hotspots around the world. There's a really unique place in Berlin. It's called Yam. It's like the best kept secret. You would never know about it. Right in the middle of Berlin, you're walking down the street, there's this man-made beach on the river with a couple of soccer fields, a couple of bars, and it's just walking down the street. You just got to pay to go in. And once you go in there, it's like, you can just smoke in here right in the middle. This is crazy. Like, it was so wild. They had a bunch of Jamaicans in there playing soccer, and I was like, yo, what is this? But that's a hotspot, so we have to be there. Yam is in Berlin. So, and in Copenhagen, there's a place called Christiana. Christiana is like Yam on steroids. Christiana is a whole neighborhood. It's about 5,000 to 10,000 people. You walk into Yam and starts to turn into cobblestone, and it's like, where am I?
In Christiana or Yam?
Christiana, which is in Denmark.
Right.
When you walk in there, it starts to turn to cobblestone. You're like, what? You see horses. Like, what? Where am I?
Right.
And you turn a corner, and I was like, well, where do I find flour? And they were like, you just got to go to Pusher Street. I was like, Pusher Street?
I mean, that's kind of
So when I went to Pusher Street,
right?
yes, when I went to Pusher Street, there were about 20 vendors on the street. It was as if they were selling fruits and vegetables.
Yeah,
they had stands, but they were selling flour. They were selling wax. They were selling hash. They were selling pre-rolls right there on the street. And it was like, oh, this is different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but you have to know about these things in order to get involved. So, because of that, we go to places like that.
Yeah.
We push our product in these unique places around the world, and then it spreads. So we do pretty good in Europe. We're not doing as great as we want to, but we're doing pretty good there. Amsterdam, we do pretty good. We do damn good in Amsterdam. Barcelona, we do very well. Actually, we're about to set up an office in Barcelona.
Oh, great.
in August.
Yeah.
Australia, we do extremely well. Chile, Uruguay, we do well. We're distributing in Canada. We're actually looking at Africa now.
Africa's considering it.
They're decriminalizing. There's a couple of territories that's decriminalized. So
Sure.
I have a college peer that imports, exports there. So he's keeping me in the loop.
Keeping you in the loop.
And now I'm getting him on the team so he can help us get the PieceMaker product out there.
So let's talk a little bit about legalization and in your perspective of it. When you were out in all these different countries, and you saw, how life was, there's this fear that, once it becomes legal here, you're just going to see, like, we're going to go back to reefer madness, where everybody's just going to be going crazy and laying out, and there's just going to be chaos. What was it like with knowing that this was so open? And what were the people like?
Well,
did you feel like you was in a stone state? Like what?
Well, it just depends on where you are, but never felt like I was in a stone state. It depends on where you are, because even the places I'm saying, Berlin, it's not legal. But in that little area, it's okay.
Wow.
In Barcelona, it's not legal to walk the streets and smoke and sell. It's not. They have private social clubs where you have to have membership to get in, and it's legal there. You can smoke indoors in your house, and you can smoke in these social clubs legally. But the rest of the population, they're just around. It's not offending them. It's not in their face. Australia, it's very illegal.
Very illegal.
Oh my God.
Very illegal.
Man, they have the rights, the police, they have the rights to randomly just pull you over and give you a test where you have to pause, you have to lick something.
Oh, salve, some sort of salve.
And once you lick it, they can tell whether you have THC in your system. And they lock you up right there on the street. That's in Australia.
Wow.
They do that in China too. So these places
they do that with
aren't
tourists?
decriminalized. They do it with everybody. They definitely do it with locals, but they do it with tourists too because they want to show. So when I was in China, I was wearing my chains, and the guys were like, listen, you don't really want to do that everywhere
right.
here because in Australia too, because really, they will just lock you up. Say no, they don't even think it. They say, listen, we're gonna lock you up for doing it, and we're gonna test it. And it could take 2 weeks for them to test it for it to come back that the chain is not real, but I still spent 2 weeks in jail. So they will do that to further push you away from that lifestyle. But in Australia, in the bush, like in the like in the middle of the country, there's an area called Nimbin, and they make their own rules, similar to a Copenhagen, Christiana, and a Yam. They make their own rules. So every year, the same weekend that I just saw you at the cannabis parade, they have Mardi Gras in Australia.
Okay.
And that's a pretty big thing. I did that last year.
Wow.
That's why I wasn't at the parade last year.
Okay.
But so, I mean, it just depends on where you go. Chile, it's legal to grow. It's legal to sell seeds, but it's not legal to sell marijuana.
Okay.
So
you can grow it.
You can grow it and you can sell the seed.
You can smoke it though, but you can't sell the product.
You can't sell it.
But you can smoke it.
Right. So basically, there's an underground market.
Clearly, there has to be.
Because if you can't sell it, then it's like, okay, somebody's going to be selling it, right? In Uruguay, it's completely legal. It's legal to grow, legal to sell. So because of that, there is no underground market. It's the weirdest thing. It's hard to actually get marijuana in Uruguay, even though it's in everybody's backyard, and that's why. Because if you're saying, "Oh, where can I go buy?" They're like, "We don't buy. We don't buy weed here."
It's like tomatoes and apples.
Exactly. It's right in the back, in somebody's backyard, because everybody grows it because it's legal to do. So, those things.
So, any thoughts about the legalization in New York?
Well, I mean, I think it's coming. It's a matter of time. New York is the capital of the world, so this is a catalyst. Once it becomes decriminalized here, it's going to be a domino effect in a lot of places, because the bigger places are going to try to mimic and copy what we've done here, because this is a financial mecca. If you got a great economy in your state, city, you want to capitalize on that, and you want to do it the best way. That's really what New York is doing. They're trying to figure out the best way to capitalize on it. I mean, it's too many people here. It's too much money here. And there's a lot of stoners here.
Tarik Buds, ladies and gentlemen. You're awesome. I see I have a chain that I will not wear in Australia.
Yes, I had to hook you up a little something. I brought some more stuff too. I brought some more stuff. Yeah.
I can't wait. You got a bag of treats over there. I see. Oh, what is that?
Yeah. You know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you know.
Wow.
And big shout out to Green Clouds.
All right,
Green Clouds.
That's my boy.
Yes, I had to bring you a little
All right,
something.
D.
I had to bring
All right,
you a little
Green
something.
Clouds.
Yeah, you had to bring you a little something.
Boy, okay. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm not gonna. We'll talk about how to use this off the air. But thank you again, Tarik Buds.
Indeed. Thank you for having me.
Entrepreneur, PieceMaker. Let's check you out. You can check you out at PieceMakerGear.com.
That as well as Tarik Buds, TarikBuds.
Tarik Buds, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it was a great show. We're going to end this with term of the day, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.
Peace.
Term of the day. Dab. Noun. D-A-B. Dabs, not to be confused with that other type of dab, are concentrated doses of cannabis that are made by extracting THC and other cannabinoids using a solvent, like butane or carbon dioxide, resulting in sticky oils also commonly referred to as wax, shatter, butter, and butane hash oil. The process involves placing a small amount of concentrate, or a dab, onto a heated surface of a pipe, which is immediately vaporized and inhaled by the user. When used in a sentence, "Yo, we're about to get lit off this dab, fam." This has been Term of the Day.
This has been a Say Yaz Productions.